Your film.
My film.
And it's so nice.
I mean, yes, Robert De Niro and Zac Efron are in it, but it is my film.
They're both, yeah. It's very clear from the clip. You have almost all the lines in the clip. And I assume...
Right? Based on that, you would think I say all the lines in the movie, which I do. If you want to come see the movie with me, sit next to me and I'll just say all the lines in your ear.
Now, you kind of, don't take this the wrong way, but I feel like you're a little bit of a scumbag in character there. Not in real life, just you.
Well, hang on a second.
Well, I'm just,
Are you judging that by the 3 lone dreadlocks that my character has on the back of his head?
3 lone
Just
dreadlocks?
3 dreadlocks, for leftover from something really messed up in his life.
So, but you,
He's a drug dealer.
over the course of your career, you've played a lot of these characters. So I would like to read your projects.
Oh, boy.
And I want you to tell me whether or not you played a scumbag or an almost normal person.
I love even that there is a qualifier for normal person.
Yeah.
An almost normal person.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
The television show Community.
Okay. Scumbag.
Yeah.
I played a real scumbag, like a community theater director who treats Ken Jeong really poorly.
Okay.
He's a real scumbag, that guy.
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec, Dennis Feinstein. Absolute scumbag. Like perfume mogul in Pawnee, Indiana, who is a real piece of, like, just garbage. It's awful.
The League.
The League is like the scumbag.
Yeah.
Rafi from The League is a true untethered monster.
Yeah. Really bad guy.
And arguably the character that I'm most well known for, and which leads most people to believe upon meeting me that they are meeting like someone who is like genuinely committed war crimes.
What about the Kroll Show?
Kroll Show, like a number of scumbags. I played a number of scumbags
it was a sketch
on that show.
So you
yes,
could,
I played multiple
Broad City?
characters. Broad City, scumbag. Oof. Me and Matt Jones played DJs, already scumbag. Right? Instantly, boom. I say DJs at a rooftop party and you guys are like, scumbag. But here's the twist. The DJs are trying to get the girls to have a foursome.
Such a scumbag.
Scumbag.
All right, I'm feeling confident about this. New film this year, The Night Before.
Night Before. Okay. Here's the thing. I play a very drunk, I mean, only one scene in this movie, I play a very drunk man dressed as Santa Claus who is pissing against a wall in the middle of the night and who beats up Joe Gordon-Levitt. Now, I am also a 3rd grade teacher in the movie. So I would posit that I am less a scumbag, more a piece of
Oh, wow. So this is range now.
I
this
think
is
there's
a different
category beyond scumbag that is really just piece of
Okay. Transparent, a wonderful new show on Amazon.
Beautiful show. Love everybody on Transparent. And it's an amazing opportunity they gave me to come in. I play a pretty good guy. I love this too. Everybody that tweets about Transparent is like, hey, I can't believe Jason Mantzoukas is on Transparent. And he's pretty normal, except that I am a drug dealer.
Okay. So that's like sort of your pinnacle.
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh no, he's nice to Sarah on the show, so he's a nice guy, even though he is a drug dealer. Well, I did not get introduced with any of the awards that I've won.
Oh,
Lin-Manuel Miranda comes out, list of awards that he's won.
That's true.
Said nothing about any of my awards.
What were the awards that we overlooked the most?
Best beard in the biz.
That's an official
by
award.
Gentleman's Beards magazine.
Okay, gotcha. That is. Best beard in the biz by Gentleman Beards. That's great.
Yep, that's one of them.
Have you only won that once, or?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Galifianakis wins every other year.
Oh, right. Oh, he took himself out of the running one year.
He did, just to cut me some slack, because I was very melancholy about it.
How much beard maintenance are you doing these days?
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. No, not much. I put a little bit of stuff in it, a little bit of oil in it. You know, you got to run a comb through it to get the mites out. You guys get beard mites, right?
Yeah. And you have to, and it's true, you do have to, you have like a letter you have to give the airlines when you fly.
Oh, yeah.
To show that your mites are, they're like those dogs you bring that put you in a good mood.
Yeah, you know,
they're support mites.
Have you been on a farm or anything like that? I have to say, I've got my beard mites, but I came to this country with them, and I'm leaving with them.
Gotcha.
I'm not trying to smuggle beard mites into your country.
What I come with, I'm leaving with.
I have had, this is true, I have had a guy come up when I was getting searched at the airport once, and surprise, surprise, I get searched randomly quite frequently. The guy was giving me the full-blown touch my dick pat down. And this other guy comes up to him and goes, make sure you check the beard. So the guy had to be like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I think he was talking to himself.
Yeah, he was like, what life choices have I made that make me have to finger this guy's beard? And before you guys get weird about fingering a beard, it's totally cool and done all the time.
So you are, tell us, you play Frank in this movie.
Yes, I do.
And tell us a little bit about Frank.
Frank is, so Will and Amy are a suburban couple who've lost their daughter's college fund, can't put her through school, and if you can believe a world in which I am their degenerate, gambling-addicted friend,
Yeah.
I am that guy.
That's the world. You talked last time you were here that you have played a lot of scumbag characters.
Yeah, we went through my IMDb and ranked all of my characters on the scumbag spectrum.
Where does Frank fall?
He falls kind of in the middle, you know, because he's not, there's no malice to him.
Yeah.
Like many of the characters I play, Rafi from The League, have like a real madness or malice to them. There is something crazy and off about them. Frank is like devastated and heartbroken.
Yeah.
But there is like some joy and there is like something nice about him. So you are rooting for him even though he is kind of a scumbag.
It's all some of the funniest people you and I both know.
Bench is deep.
Bench is deep. There's one sort of outlier of somebody you don't know as much for comedy. Jeremy Renner's in the film.
Oh, yeah.
And how did Jeremy Renner hang?
Oh, he was great. He comes in as in the third act as like the bad guy, the villain, like the biggest bad guy we face. And for a dude who's like walking onto a set full of like murderers, comedy murderers, he was like so game and so ready to hang, and we straight up lit that dude on fire. In my mind, I was like, well, yeah, and then a stuntman's gonna come in, and he was like, you know, in that way, he was like, yeah, no, let's do it. Let's do it. And I was like, no, this isn't what we're doing.
Because comedians only come up with ideas like lighting somebody on fire. Then they like get out of there.
Yeah, and then we sat there and watched him take after take be straight up lit on fire. I was like, we are melting Jeremy. We're gonna melt Hawkeye like a candle. This is not a good look. There was one, it's in the outtakes too at the end of the movie. There's one take where they're like, they pour like whatever the flammable fluid is all over him. They're like, okay, everybody get out of here, get out of here. They light it on fire and they go, action. And he's supposed to like wave it around and it's getting bigger and bigger. This dude is such a badass. He goes, oh no, puts it out. I was like, are you kidding me? This dude's such a badass, just waving. The flames were like, we're okay, we're cool.
He's the Flame Whisperer.
Yeah.
You mentioned Rafi.
That's his new movie, The Flame Whisperer.
Yeah. There are a certain kind of fan that's very excited to see Rafi.
Those dudes up there?
Yeah. And Rafi is such a degenerate guy.
Yeah.
Those fans maybe approach you in a different way.
Those people genuinely think when they are meeting me that they are meeting a monster.
Right.
No matter where we are, like in any, if I was in the public library, like looking through books, people would be like, oh, what? Rafi? Rafi, stop looking at books. You can't read. But I was in a men's room, in a public men's room recently. I hang out in men's rooms. It's cool. Don't worry about it. I'm in a public men's room the other day, washing my hands, and a guy walks in, clocks me in the mirror, and he goes, oh, boy, this guy's here? I guess we're all about to see his dick. I was like, I guess so. I don't know. They liked me. He was a fan.
I remain a fan as well, but you don't have to. Thank you.
You know, you can look at it anytime you want.
Thank you.
But once you've seen it, you can't unsee it, and it is gross.
Very exciting to have you here, and it was
Thrilled.
lovely. Your parents
Thrilled
are
to be
here.
here. They're back there watching right now.
That is, so this is big.
Huge.
This is big.
Huge. I am not promoting a children's movie.
Oh, that's right.
I want to say that
so
right
you can
now.
just go wild.
I am holding in a that is loose and wet.
Please.
These guys get it. I know your audience gets it. I'm gonna take a dump on this chair for you.
Thank you, buddy. They love you.
Yeah.
So,
all right, pal.
The Long Dumb Road.
Yeah.
This is you play a drifter who gets picked up by.
If you can believe it,
Yeah.
I play a drifter
We've talked about how you get typecast as people that don't have homes.
Yeah. It is somehow, I've fallen into a real niche as an actor, you know? And people look at me and they don't see romantic lead. They don't say, there's a hunky guy. They say like, ooh, I bet that guy is like a junkie who like threatens people, but also has a sweet side.
Yeah. Well, we saw the sweet side there.
Yeah.
That clip was good. You filmed.
Spoiler alert for the movie, it does not go well with the girls.
Oh, that's fair.
That's it. My guy, if you can believe it, doesn't play it right.
It's a road trip movie?
Yeah.
Are you Jason Mantzoukas? Is he fun on road trips?
I'd love to speak about Jason Mantzoukas in the third person right
Please,
now.
thank you, yeah.
I am very fun on a road trip, but like, I'm not the kind of fun that you would see this clip or see this movie or see my characters and be like, oh, I bet, you know, it's like strip clubs and fights and wild times. I am much more on a road trip like, I want to put the Harry Potter audiobooks on tape.
Yep.
I want to drive all night and I want to cry. Because that's who I am. I'm not the creepy guy who's like hanging out of a middle school up against the chain link fence going like, hey, you guys want some loose Twix bars? I'm the kind of guy that's like hanging out at a chain link fence in a middle school being like, hey, you want to talk about hover charms? You want to talk about Hogwarts headmasters? I could run the list. Dip it, don't get me started. Lots of Harry Potter fans in the house.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll sit.
That was I've rarely heard someone say "Don't get me started" with an audience that so didn't want it to get started. Yeah,
Really didn't. I thought it was gonna go better.
You do play characters that are not only a little creepy. You do stunts. You have a lot of. You've had stuntmen over the years.
Yes. Here's the thing. If you can imagine, for some reason, when people have me on their show or movie, they want to hurt my character. They can't legally, so they have to hire another man, make him look like me, and then hurt that man. These are some of those men.
These are 4 different men, right?
Correct.
Yeah. That guy, that's pretty close.
Like, is this what I look like?
No, you look like this.
That's not what I look like either. What?
No, you look like that.
What? This is not at all what I look like.
No, you look like that.
This guy, I mean, come on. This guy's much older. This guy, they lit this man on fire.
They lit him on fire?
They lit this guy on fire at one point.
All right, someone that does look like you, and this is very exciting.
Ugh.
We are fans of a comic book called Mr. Miracle.
Such big fans.
An
Tom
incredible
King,
book.
Mitch Gerrard's like huge fans.
And it just ended an incredible 12-issue run, and this is the highest compliment that you get.
The biggest.
All of a sudden, I'm reading the last issue, and that is you right there.
Yeah!
That is you. That's Paul Scheer.
Yeah.
That's our friend Paul Scheer. And how did you get a heads up?
I got a heads up because I have a podcast called How Did This Get Made with Paul and June and myself and a couple of fans in the audience. Thank you. And we talk about bad movies, and it's a very popular podcast. And what I've found out recently is it's incredibly popular amongst comic book artists and creators. And so they're trading all of our little catchphrases and all this stuff. I'm wearing a shirt that says "Hey Nong Man" in the picture, which is a bit I done from a different podcast. These nerds can't help but like put all of us in their stuff. It is a delight.
It is a very hybrid. I was
they
also.
are their pants right now that we are talking about them on this show.
Well, by the way, so Mr. Miracle, the character was on a talk show in issue 1. Tell me what you think about that right there.
Whoa!
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
We made it, bro.
We did it.
We did it. You really bring out the best in people.
Yeah. I'm the kind of person that when people see me on the street, they don't just say, hey, there's that actor I like. They say, I'm gonna touch that guy. And if I get close enough, I'm gonna touch his beard.
Yeah.
If I can get one of those hairs.
It's that rare thing of you are both, they know you from television and film, but they have no interest in putting you on a pedestal.
Not at all. They want to aggressively manhandle me. Once they see me, they're like, we must be hanging out for the rest of the night. And here's the reality. I hate every one of you. I hate you.
We were talking about, this is very exciting. I've known you for a long time. I would never have thought of you as a guy who's going to be in John Wick.
Why?
Yeah.
We've known each other probably 20 years. You don't
20
think
years.
of me as a guy that is in John Wick?
No.
Just very capable action movie star?
Even before John Wick was a thing, I
Really,
couldn't.
when John Wick 1 came up, you didn't look at it and watch it and say, you know what? Mantzoukas should be in this. Also, where's Mantzoukas? I need to touch him right now.
Well, we actually talked about how you get typecast as
Yeah, we
as
talked about that here.
homeless people.
Yes. Oftentimes, people want me to play some sort of a maniac or a high-functioning homeless.
And then, sure enough, in John Wick, you are not a ninja or a hitman or anybody. It looks like, based on the poster, that I was very happy to see.
Oh, so great. Now, you think this looks homeless?
Well,
is it the trash bag I'm wearing as a shawl?
Yeah.
Is that what's happening? You see that there's a trash bag as woven into my wardrobe was trash bags.
Yeah. I've never seen someone with a trash bag shawl looking so sort of like sexy, though.
By the way, invite me to the next Met Gala. I will wear this. Done. That's all I want.
But, you know, I'm so excited.
I want to be asked to leave the Met Gala again.
But here it is. It's an action movie.
So excited.
Keanu Reeves, hitman with a bounty on his head. And you brought a clip. And again, I'm so excited.
Yes. It's so good. They're so good. These movies, the action is so compelling.
Yeah.
It's so fun to watch. And to get to be a part of it was outrageous.
And I am so excited to see you be a part of it. Here's a clip.
Oh, can I set this up just very quickly, just
please.
so people understand? Just so people know what it is. In this scene, Keanu Reeves, who plays John Wick, who's like the best assassin in the world, he and I are in a fight with these guys who are kind of ninjas. We jump on motorcycles and we cross some of this has been in the trailer. We cross the Manhattan Bridge and fight these guys. He and I on motorcycles, them on motorcycles. That's it. It's awesome.
Can't wait. Let's take a look.
Did you play the whole clip?
Yeah. That's the clip you guys sent over.
Huh. That's weird, right? Because I was barely in it.
Yeah. I didn't see you at all unless
you didn't see me at all in the
unless
clip?
you were one of the guys with the helmet.
I was not wearing a helmet.
Oh, yeah.
I was not wearing a helmet in the. Oh boy. Huh. Oof, that's weird.
Now I will say.
Good though, right?
I mean, great, and I will say it's hard. I wasn't surprised you weren't in it.
Really? Because you know me to not be a very good motorcycle driver?
Yeah.
Mostly because I refer to it as driving a motorcycle?
Yeah. I remember you once pulled up to me on a motorcycle when we first met, and you go, "You want to go for a drive?"
Yep. I said, "You want to go for a drive? Vroom, vroom." Oh, okay. Wait. Do you have a second clip?
Yes.
Okay. I think you have a second clip, which is the one that I mostly wanted to talk about, which is most important, because a lot of people, as you did, said it's weird you're in this movie. It's crazy that you, a comedian, are in like a big action movie, and mostly it's because of one sequence where John Wick, everybody has seen in the trailer, John Wick has to go to Morocco to team up with Halle Berry and her dogs, and it's this amazing sequence, but he has to get from New York to Morocco. There's been an EMP has gone off. There's no power. He can't take a plane. So he and I, we get in a hot air balloon and we go from New York to Morocco.
Oh, that's great.
And it's hilarious.
Well, that makes sense.
It's just he and I in a balloon basket, green screen, doing improv.
Oh,
bits.
wonderful.
It's so much. They would just shout things out at us. Me and Keanu mixing it up. We shot this scene for 3 days.
Wow.
It's a comedic set piece in a movie that you understand normally is just back-to-back action.
Yeah,
set pieces. And they were like, "Get us Jason Mantzoukas." So that's,
oh wow, that makes
what
sense now. That in the skill set I know you for, that lines up perfectly.
And to be honest, this is mostly where I'm featured in the movie.
Okay.
Everything else is just little bips here and there.
Sure.
This is like the meat of it for me, Jason Mantzoukas,
All right,
John Wick.
Here we go. Hot air balloon, Mantzoukas, and Keanu.
Yeah.
We're not going in like the old days. It's just a conversation.
Nothing's ever just a conversation with you, John. Let's go.
Was I in that clip? I wasn't in that clip?
No, it was very clearly Halle Berry.
That was just Halle Berry and the dogs?
And the dogs.
Was I one of the dogs?
I don't know.
Wow.
Did you say ride a dog or drive a dog?
I mean, there is a scene in which I'm driving one of the dogs. Okay, just to clarify, we are not day drinking right now?
No.
Because I am wasted.
No!
Yeah!
That happens separately!
Classy rosé all day.
Okay, so you got a head start on me.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. All right, so for those who don't know, Taskmaster
Yes.
is this fantastic show. Basically, what is it, 5 comedians a year?
Yeah.
And like we see, you have to do ridiculous tasks. You are competing.
Yeah, they give you all these tasks. The thing that's on our back there is the task. We open it, we read it, and it's some sort of challenge, some sort of thing that is purpose-built to absolutely humiliate you. And then you fail at it spectacularly in a way that is funny, and then they edit it together to make you look terrible.
Yes.
Then you get on stage with 5 other comedians, and they just make fun of you.
Yeah.
It is the best show on TV.
Now
And when I
here's-
say TV, I mean YouTube.
Now, here's the thing that's fascinating to me. You are the first American they flew over to do the show.
Yes.
And this is because you basically invited yourself.
Yes, yeah. I mean, this is true. Like, I love the show.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the show, and I started to be like, wait a minute. I want to be inside the show. We all have that feeling of like, whoa, wouldn't it be fun to be in there? And so I reached out and I was like, hey, can I come on the show?
Yeah.
And they were like, initially I feel like I had my manager reach out, and then I got on a Zoom with the host, Alex. And at the beginning, he was kind of like, oh, so the show works like this, and and he was kind of explaining it to me, like, as if he was in a meeting with, like, somebody who he had to sell on the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, man, I'm gonna stop you right there. I love this show.
Yeah. I called you.
I called you. Lest you misunderstand, the reason you're on a Zoom right now is because I made you get on a Zoom. Yeah. And I am demanding that you let me come to your country and run around your show causing chaos. Guess what? They let me.
Now, I told, Greg and Alex are here, and I did
I've
warn
seen it.
them because I knew you. I've known you forever. I've known you. We improvise together.
Oh, yeah.
You are, and I say this with love,
Your
an
best
agent.
friend? Sorry, your best. I just assumed you were going to end
You
it.
know what? You're 2 things. Thank you.
You're
You're my
best
best friend.
Yep.
And you are an agent of chaos.
Oh, yeah.
And they told me you straight up just destroyed the set.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I did. Any chance I got, my modus operandi, I think I say it on the show, is destroy, dismantle, engulf in flames.
Yeah.
I wanted to, whether that's the case, whether I'm doing well on the task or if I'm failing, either way, I'm gonna destroy as much as I possibly can. Here's what I didn't love about that interview. You told them that I wasn't necessarily representative of America. And I just want to say to you, destroy, dismantle, engulf in flames.
Yeah. Man culpa. Man culpa. You got it.
That sounds pretty American to me these days. These idiots get it.
You bust out a British accent a few times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How can you not when you're surrounded by people that talk in nonsense words?
Yeah.
You know they refer to bowling pins as Skittles?
Only because of this show.
I was like, there's no way. We could swear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I just realized I've done a bunch of it.
That's what I love about you. You wait till the 5th one and you're like, hey, it's too late, right?
If you think it's only been 5, you're a fool.
But it was interesting to me because I watched that and you said they were like knock down, these 10 Skittles. And you say, we Skittles is candy here.
Skittles
And they're
are
like,
candy.
what do you call Skittles?
Yeah.
And you were like, bowling pins.
Yes.
And I'm like, get out of it. You knew it was bowling pins.
Yes, they're acting like ass. They're purposely humiliating me at any point. There's one of them that like I had to interact with a cash register full of dumb British coins. And I was like, what does any of this mean? Like they're tiny too.
Yeah.
They're so small. Their coins are so small.
They're so small.
It's embarrassing.
They weigh less than not having one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
So
they are.
like when you're like, do you have any? And you're like, who
don't
knows?
know.
Yeah.
I have the thought of coins in my pocket,
Yeah.
I think, like an imaginary thing.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So yeah, no, I did of course have to do a British accent. I was
Yeah.
called upon oftentimes.
And how is it these
So,
days?
so in one of the characters I played, because they're all for characters, in one of the characters I played was a little girl who's learning to ride a bike.
Okay.
Right? So it's like, Daddy, I'm scared, Daddy.
Yeah.
I can't do it, Daddy, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's either that or it's, oi then, all right then. It becomes like Jason Statham.
Yeah.
Oh, you listen to me, mate.
Yeah. Can you do Jason Statham but being scared about being on a bike?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Oh, his bike's pretty scary, isn't it? Listen up, bruv. I'm gonna get on this bike and I hope I don't fall down.
Do you know the most depressing thing that ever happened to me in my life is I was at a hotel and
By the way, of course I know this because I'm your best friend, but tell them.
it's very nice. You know what I like about our friendship? You share me with others.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to include you. I want to include them in our friendship.
Yes.
Because not for nothing, my other best friend, this audience. Right? Right? That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go! Let's get out of here!
Get out of here.
That's right. That's right. How come you never invite the audience day drinking? I'm inviting the audience. Let's go! Let's go!
You don't have these.
We're out of here! Let's go!
You know what? I don't care for what you're doing to my show. You have to destroy everything, don't you?
It did. It worked.
It did work. It
worked.
worked.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, no. Did you see the panic in my eyes? Like I thought this would be steady.
It wouldn't be best if you saw the panic in my eyes. The minute you do that, I'm like, no.
Please.
They gave us a cardboard desk.
Everything's balsa wood.
Everything sucks. Alex and Greg, the host, we reached out to them. We
Yeah.
said, is there anything we should ask Jason?
Great.
They said you basically were on the verge of projectile vomiting for the last two
Ooh,
episodes.
They really got me. I think I was, here's the thing. I think I was doing too well on the show.
Okay.
So the last day of filming, they gave me food poisoning.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Was
you
it
know.
real bad?
Oh, it was upstairs, downstairs.
Really?
It was a classic upstairs, downstairs.
I like that you, because you're in England, you refer to it as a British PBS
yes,
series.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It was a real
Downton Abbey. I was like, guys, I got to take a break. I got a Downton Abbey. Upstairs. It's coming.
The butlers and the chefs are having an argument.
It's coming out the ladies' chambers and the servants' quarters.
Do you think, now that you've been on Taskmaster, do you think you could be on Downton Abbey? And if so, what would you like to play?
Let me take this opportunity to beg, because I asked to be on Taskmaster, and guess what? I did it.
Yeah.
I asked to be on Gilmore Girls, and guess what? I did it. So here we are. I want to be on Downton Abbey. Put me in.
Wait, who do you want to play? Who's your character
That's a good
swears?
question. I don't know. I want to be like, I guess I want to mix it up somehow.
Here's what I think you should be.
Yeah,
I think
go.
you're you escaped from a local jail. And you're pretending to be a butler, but you don't know about being a butler.
Yes.
And they're figuring out real quick. So
I
I'll be
love
the
that.
head of the house, and then
All right.
you. All right. So this is so Reginald, I read over your CV. You seem very accomplished in the art of butlery.
of course. I would be happy to buttle for you, sir. This is my stentorian British character.
Now, Reginald, I have an ear
By
for.
the way, you're crushing it.
Yeah. No.
I can't help but feel like
Are
this
you
is a
bummed?
stealth audition for you.
I know. You know what this is like? That's like that.
The only camera on is that one.
This is like that scene in Fame where they both go, and then
How often are you watching Fame?
I'm watching it a lot.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm watching it more than the entire audience combined, based on the reaction.
Let's be
to
clear.
my reference.
These
to
young people are like, what is Fame? Okay, there's an old person.
Yeah. I wish they hadn't. I wish they hadn't reacted to it like a ghost.
Real question, do you think this studio is haunted?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Do you think anything's haunted?
I don't think it. Do you have ghosts? I don't do ghosts.
No.
Whenever people are like, oh, this hotel feels weird, I'm always like, what? I don't think so.
Do you think there's a chance that a ghost has seen you and just basically like read your vibe and been like,
Yeah,
not worth it?
Not for me. I don't need to deal with this.
Yeah. I feel like within minutes, this guy's gonna be haunting me.
Yes. The ghost is like, even I think this is too much. And if I have to be here for eternity with this guy, no thank you.
Pass. You feel a lot of cold breezes of just ghosts going by you to the next person.
You know what would be fun?
What?
If you and I played ghosts in Downton Abbey.
Oh.
How come? That's the move. How
Okay.
come Downton Abbey does? That's the thing with a lot of these shows is they run out of steam, but because they're popular, they keep making them.
Yeah.
Every one of these shows should just introduce ghosts.
Yeah.
Except for, I guess, the show Ghosts.
Yeah.
which
Ghosts should introduce
more people.
British people.
Yeah.
Ghosts should introduce British people who own a abbey.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
We fixed it. We got it.
Is it true that you wanted to climb? They also said that you wanted to climb into a fridge, and they wouldn't let you.
I kept the biggest war I had on the show Taskmaster was
By the way,
with
you shouldn't have wars in general. Like you,
12
like
days.
You can.
What are we doing? 12 days?
Yeah, we're doing 12 days.
I did.
I can do 12.
I did easily 12 days of war against the TV show Taskmaster.
All right. So tell me what happened.
So they have what is called the Health and Safety Department.
Yeah.
AKA bull factory.
Okay.
Like absolute nonsense. They told me I couldn't get on the roof. They told me I couldn't light things on fire.
Yeah.
They told me I couldn't get into a fridge. I desperately wanted to get into an emptied out refrigerator for a bit, not just casually.
Yeah.
Although sometimes you want to go to a quiet place.
Hey, you know what? With this heat in New York City, what I wouldn't give to crawl into a fridge.
Now, why is it old-timey?
I don't know.
Hey there, Richie.
Hey there, Richie.
With
Want to
heat
get in a
like
fridge with me? I love now, all of a sudden, like I gotta let you get away with all your accent work.
Yeah.
I do one voice and you're like,
I'm all over you, baby.
so why would
but
they let you in the
They
fridge?
wouldn't let me because they were like, oh, it's going to encourage kids. It's going to make kids think it's cool to be in a fridge, and then kids will get stuck in the fridge and die. And I was like, let them die. This moment is gonna be huge for the show. Do you want a viral moment or do you want living children?
I have a
And it's
theory.
like they're British. They're British kids. British kids aren't the same. They're less kids. Right? We don't care about them,
I
do
would
we?
argue even kids see you do stuff and they're like, not for me.
Yeah.
I think kids are like ghosts. They immediately see you and you're like,
Get 'em outta here.
You're a cautionary tale.
Oh, yeah, they know
If
what's
you
up.
crawled into a fridge, I don't think any kid who ever saw it would go near. I don't even think they'd get milk out of a fridge.
Guess what? If they'd let me do it, it would have been the greatest PSA. Kids would never have gotten in fridges.
Yeah.
They would have been too scared because I
You
did it so
should do
well.
PSAs, which is just you enthusiastically telling kids to do stuff like,
That's
"Hey,
why I'm here."
Fridges are cool.
Yep.
And then you get in the fridge and they're all
That's
like,
why I'm here today. I'm quitting the business. I'm just doing PSAs now. That's my commitment to you, America.